Do you like expensive things but despise paying full price? Then estate sales is where you need to be shopping. Do you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over. I'm going to give you 10 secrets to shopping estate sales, bargain shopping. And by the time we get to number 10, you will be the estate sale bargain shopping extraordinaire. I know this because that's what I've become.
No brag, just fact.
All right, let's start with number 1. Estate sales online. So you can go and preview estate sales. Why? Because the really good estate sale runners put photos of the items online. Now, it's not all the photos, but it's a lot of photos. And you can go online and just preview what they have and then decide, is that estate sale worth going to? They won't give you prices, but they will give you photos. In our area, and I'm thinking all over, you can go to estatesales.net, estatesales.net. You type in your zip code or the zip code where you want to be shopping, and they show you all these estate sales in that area. They show you what day they start, what day they end, what the hours are. It is a fantastic resource. You need to do that if you want to be well planned.
I've got a plan.
Next, there's a little secret to what day you go. If you go on the first day, you will get the best merchandise. You could even line up outside. Yes, I have stood in line outside for the starting day of an estate sale because there was something very specific I wanted and I figured it would go quickly. So the first day, great merchandise. Those are not the days to get your best prices, however, because that comes at the end of the sale when they get, I don't want to say desperate, but they're willing to cut deals. They're willing to do all kinds of things to reduce the prices. Sometimes in the morning of the last day, it'll be 30% off. As it gets closer to the lunchtime, it'll be 40% off. As it gets closer to the end in the afternoon, and FYI, they often end at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when the bargains come out. So, first day, great merchandise. Last day, bargain prices. You decide.
Quick decision.
You want to take the largest vehicle you own or can borrow. Why? Well, you may not know that you were looking for a piece of furniture, but you see an incredible deal, and guess what? It's not going to fit into your 2-seater convertible. I've tried.
Wow, that cannot be safe. I'm sure we can all agree with that one.
Also, you may find a ladder that you really need. Also doesn't fit in most vehicles, but you can usually transport it in a large vehicle. So if you just start with a large vehicle, you are ready. Also, inside that large vehicle, you might want boxes, moving blankets, just towels to pack around things. You might want a hand cart to transport something. I take one because I like to get heavy cement garden statues, and they're not going to help you at the estate sale mostly. Don't count on that. You're going to have to take your own way of transporting, and you'll thank me for that later. So be prepared in those ways.
Be prepared. This lesson must be shared.
What else do you need to bring? Cash. If you can bring $100 in cash, and by cash I mean smaller bills, like don't just get $100 in 20s. You want 20s, 10s, 5s, a lot of ones, because a lot of merchandise you're buying is a small amount. And you don't want to be that person standing in line with a $100 bill and they're trying to make change while everyone behind you is rolling their eyes and sighing because you're going to take all the change. Just take a lot of cash. A lot of these places now will take cards. They might charge a fee though. You'll find out when you get there. You can also take a checkbook. I don't recommend that, but if that's what you have on you and you see an estate sale and you go over into the driveway to get there, they'll probably take that as long as it's local. So be prepared with your money.
Show me the money.
If you're shopping for garden items like I usually am, your first place to go is the garage and backyard. Don't even go in the front door. Usually if there are garden items and there is a garage, you can go in through the garage or there's a back entrance. You don't want to have to make your way through the house to get to the garden area because a lot of people could be in that house and you're fighting your way. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Just go right to the garage if you can. In the garage, you're going to find all different kinds of things that you would not normally think of for garden items. You might find opened bags of fertilizer. I have gotten all kinds of fertilizer, and if you have shopped for fertilizer, you know this, that it's expensive at the store, but it's $1 at the estate sale because it's an open bag. And we're talking general fertilizer, specific fertilizer like succulent fertilizer or hydrangea fertilizer, it's all there.
That is one big pile of shit.
You can get sprays for insects. All different kinds of things are generally in one area on a shelf in the garage. Go there. I've seen stone. I've seen bricks. I've seen rocks to place around, larger rocks, all in the garage. They've moved them into the garage. But you might see things in the backyard that also are garden items like large statuary. Maybe there's a wheelbarrow out there. Sometimes they put it out there instead of the garage. So you really want to go to the area where the item is you're looking for would be stored. You store things in the garage, that's probably where they're going to be set out. So be prepared in that way. If you're going for kitchen items, they're probably in the kitchen. If you're going for fine china, they're probably in the dining room area. If you're looking for linens, might also be there, but might also be in the kitchen, might also be in a back bedroom with other cotton items. So think logically when you go in the front door or around back, where would items normally be? Next. If you see a garden item without a price, and I'm talking like a cement planter or a cement statue, it probably doesn't have a price on it because the price tag is not sticking. Particularly if you go one of the last days, if it's rained, just go right up to whoever's running the estate sale and just ask for the price. I will say, do you have a price on those front planters? Sometimes they're not priced because they're on the fence of whether or not they want to sell them. And by they, I mean the owner of the estate, the house, or the person that's managing the estate or the house. If they're on the fence and you offer them a decent price, they're probably going to sell it. If it's not for sale, you will see an NFS sticker on that item, not for sale. But guess what? Sometimes I still ask. I will say, is that cement planter really not for sale? I mean, are you on the fence about it? About 80% of the time, I would say they're like, yeah, it's not for sale. And about 20% of the time, they're like, let me ask the owner. And it's for sale. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask any question, in fact. Just ask, ask, ask. That's why they're there.
Do you have any other questions for me, counselor?
If an item is electrical, and we're talking a fan, a blender, lights for the garage, a vacuum, a leaf blower, something like that, if it's electrical, you can ask permission to plug it in. It might say on there, it works! Exclamation point. Well, maybe it works, or maybe it doesn't really work, or it maybe works intermittently. You want to find that out before you buy it, because you cannot return it. So, ask a worker, do you have an outlet I could plug this in? They're going to say, sure, and you plug it in. Also, if it's a lamp, there may not be a bulb. But if you packed a bulb in your car ahead of time because you're specifically looking for lamps, you can screw in that bulb, plug it in, see if it works. Always check anything electrical before you walk out of the house. Now, if it's something like a waffle iron, that could be tricky. Although a waffle iron, if you plug it in and it works, the little red light comes on, so you should be able to find out right away. It's always okay to ask. They may say no, and then you pass, because you cannot be assured that it works unless you try it. Now, this is critical. Hear me, folks. If you see something at this estate sale that you might want, pick it up. Don't think, oh, I'll circle back around and maybe I'll get it, because there are usually a lot of people in that house and there are people standing right behind you. And when you pick up an item, they notice. This has actually happened to me. I picked up an item, I put it down, I had my hand on it, and a hand came in and took it out of my hand. And I let it go because I was kind of on the fence about it, but I was like, hey, I wanted that. So if you want it, pick it up, carry it around. If you have a lot of things you're carrying around that you're on the fence about, or you're leaning towards it, or maybe you really want, sellers will often have a hold table, entire table where you can hold items in a section. It'll actually say hold table or hold items. They might have baskets that say hold. So you can place your items in a basket, and that means they are no longer for sale to the general public until you've decided. Now, I wouldn't just throw a bunch of stuff in there just because. You might really want to be leaning towards buying it. Like something like this. This is a metronome. They're expensive, but they can be expensive. This one was. And if you're leaning towards buying it and it's an excellent price, put it on hold, because someone else, a musical person, is there and they need a metronome for their piano student. They're going to want to pick that up. If you see china like this is left in China. I've used it in a Tea Party episode. We'll link that down below. And when I find this in a estate sale, I snatch it up like there's 5 people behind me wanting to snatch it up, because it's a collector's item. I collected some of these things from estate sales. So I snatch it right up and I'll carry that around. And sometimes a worker will say, could I take that up front for you? And I will say, yes, thank you so much. And they'll put it in a hold place.
The ashtray, the paddle game, and the remote control, that's all I need.
So take advantage of that service, because that's why the workers are there to help you.
And all I see are people shooting the bull and drinking coffee.
Now here is a great tip that you may not be comfortable with. Don't be afraid to negotiate. If you're collecting something like this, you know what the value is, and they know what the value is.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
But you're at an estate sale. You're not buying full price. No, you're not. No. Don't pay full price. So you may walk up and say, let's say that there was $20 on this stunning coffee carafe. Is it worth $20? Absolutely. Are you going to pay $20? You don't want to. No, you don't. So you'll say, would you take 15 for this? And they might say, I'll take 18. You just saved yourself $2. You're welcome. So always negotiate if you think the price is too high.
The price is wrong.
Now, I have offered prices before, reduced prices, bargain prices, and they have turned me down, and that's fine. They will say that price is firm. That's okay. I have to then decide, is it worth the firm price or not? And that's up to you. So feel free to negotiate. And now, number 10, and this can be life-changing for you if you are a regular estate shopper. You can do something on the final day when prices are dropping. You can make a collection of everything that you want to buy, and it needs to be a pretty sizable collection. And you can offer a bundle price for all your items. Now, here's what you want to do. You want to let them offer you the bundle price. You should have in your head what you're willing to pay for all 10 of these items. You know what the sticker said, you know what the on sale price is, 50% off, and you know you want to come in lower than that. But how much lower? Give yourself a frame of, this is my high lower price and this is my lowest basement price. They will probably be somewhere in the middle. If they're not, then you can try negotiating back. So let's say you have a whole collection here and you can say, I'd like to bundle these together. What would you charge me for the bundle of all of these? Do you have a bundle price? And they would say, we'll let you take all of that for 30. Well, that may be a good price. That may be a really good price. And you'll say, sold. But they might say, and they're eyeing it. They know what they have here. And they'll say, well, we'll take 50 for all of that. That may not be a bundle price for you. That may be right at what the price is. And you can say, would you take 40? They'll think for a minute and they might go, how about 45? And you go, how about 42? And probably they will be sold 42. But there could be some negotiating. Now, there are a lot of people who don't want to do that. They just want to pay the price and get out. My husband's one of those. He does not want to bargain, but he will send me forward and say, see if you can get a lower price, because I'm fearless. So I will go up and say, would you take 10 for this? And most of the time they will say yes. Or if I want to bundle, if it's a collection, let's say, and I want to take all the pieces, but I don't want to pay the total price. And I'll say, I'll take all of this off your hands for $50. For this collection, that would be an incredible price. And if they're savvy about selling and it's the last day and we're winding down, they will take it.
Let me hold it, darling.
So those are my tips. I love estate sales. I love going. I love shopping them. I like bargaining. And my house is full, and my garden is full of estate sale finds. And yours can be too. I may have said that too fast. Estate sales. So take advantage of that service from the people. From the people.
Did the plane on the first try.
You may have just jinxed it. Come on over. Now go make someone feel special today.